Hi, Deb. I'm going to go ahead and go through a couple things. I think it's easier to show you versus trying to type it all out. Your first thing you said, you went in to look at the student's assignment. So you went in, you saw that there was one unread, and then you opened the assignment and just looked around. Now, the thing is, once you open that, yes, it will disappear. If I go back to all the assignments, it's going to disappear from the list because this is just unread. So anything unread is now read because you opened it. So if I go back, I have to remember which one it was. Let's see, I think it was this one. So if I hop back in there, I can see that it still says evaluate. If you open something and know you're not going to grade it, there's a couple things you can do. Here, if I go back to this screen here where I'm looking at it, if you click back to user submission and you click on the envelope, it's going to close it, which makes it unread, so it will come up on your list. That's one way to handle it. But let's say you didn't do that. If you are to go to your grade book, you're like, oh, I can't remember which assignment that was. Yeah, not that that never happens to me. Yeah, a lot. I opened it. I forgot to re-close the envelope so it does not come up unread. If you go to your grade book and you have an idea what one it was in, you will see the turned in assignment. Let's see, where was it? Without a grade, or this, in this case, it has an F, meaning it was not graded. There's no points. It was entered as a 0. Speaking of that, I'm going to go back and pull it in. If you click on that, it's just going to bring you back to that evaluation screen, and I'm going to close it just because I'm not going to grade this right now. Don't worry too much about the deadlines. I'll take care of the deadlines. Just grade what it comes up to be graded. How's that sound? We're nearing the end of our semester, so most students know what needs to be in, which is basically everything that's outstanding by the end of the semester. So go ahead and just grade. Don't worry about the deadlines. Let me take care of those. One thing when you do the quizzes, for example, this one had a quiz that needed to be graded. Just got to find it. Okay, so here it's the 2 out of 3. So if I go ahead and click on that, oh, excuse me. Oops, I did it wrong. Sorry. Cancel. Now you don't want to just click on it. You want to go to the little triangle next to it and go to grade. And you're going to go down here until you find one that it doesn't have a check in the last column for one. This is the one that has not been graded. Once you grade the attempt, it's still not going to have a check there. For it to show that it's graded in the grade book and to the student, you have to click publish and then save. So if I want to go ahead and grade Nadia's test, then I hit save on this attempt. So I'm going to open up the attempt, and I'm going to look for those questions that have the teacher graded part, which, let's see if we can find one here. Sorry. Here we are looking to compare this prompt to this prompt. If you do not give full points or you feel that something was missing, then you can put the score here. Do not put your feedback in this expand question feedback because this student cannot see that. You have to go up to the test feedback and put it in here. But let's say that that was, I'll just have to come back and regrade this because I'm not going to grade it. While we're doing this, it'll take too long. Let's say that was a good question. Explain why it feels hotter on your feet when you walk on. Radiation, dark color, heat absorption. Let's say she did it all right. Just to go through. All right, so we went through, we graded it. If you hit save and close, it's going to take all those grades that you put in, add it to her score. And then you're still not done. It added it to her score. You can see that she changed. And then you're going to hit this publish button and then hit save and close one more time. Then it will be published to the student as well as into the grade book. Now, I'm not going to do that because I have to come back and actually grade that. And then discussions are kind of the same. You have to look and see what is required. This one requires a short recommendation for your zoning plan. Then next, read the post for 2 or more people, review and comment on the zoning plans with respect in a respectful manner, and finally go back to your original post and reevaluate it based on the feedback of your peers. Consider any additional costs or benefits of development and estimate monetary valuation of each factor. Now, there is the cost benefit data and the rubric here. But let's say I want to go look at the ones that I haven't read yet. If I click on that, I can see that the last person that posted to this was Ella. It's not the person who read the post. So if you want, or wrote the post. So if you want to find, let's say I want to find what she first originally posted, I'm going to look for the one that Ellie posted. So I'm going to go ahead and read that. And then it goes through her original post. That is one of the steps. Now, if you go here to assess the student, it is going to bring up all her posts. And you can comment in the comment box as far as where they're at in the discussion. And, sorry, I got to expand this all the way. Once you put in your comment and put in the score, so let's say she's not quite there. Looks like she's, 2/3 of the way and making, seeing what she has put in. You make your score with regards to that and the rubric. So let's say that this was a 15 out of 20 and you put a comment in here. Please make sure to go back to your original post and follow up, answer the follow-up question and hit publish, and it's going to publish that score. But since I did it just from her one post, even though I read these posts, they are not going to come up as read in my topic. Notice how those 2 posts, which I did read, I could see them when I was evaluating her, they still do not show up read. So you can do one of 2 things. If you're satisfied and what you read was good, you can go here to the top discussion topic and mark all threads as read. So you know that you've taken care of everything in this discussion for this period of time. I don't know if that answers all your questions. I was under the assumption that you were taking care of all the classes of Dr. Keaton's except forensic science. I'm going to have to check with Allison and see if I was mistaken, if I'm supposed to be doing more of the grading. I'll have to get back to you on that one, but I hope this helps. More questions, send them my way. Thanks.